Y'all, I could not make a video today because I have some thoughts. If you've been living under a rock, obviously you know that there were elections in New York City, in Virginia, in New Jersey. I haven't heard much about the New Jersey ones, actually. I think first of all, first and foremost of it all, whatever I'm trying to say, my heart just feels really grieved, honestly. It feels really grieved. I feel really disturbed. I feel really sad for the people of New York City. It's just insane to me how we've gotten to a place where enough people in our nation truly, truly believe that someone who is a socialist and a Muslim, I don't know how much of, like, if he wants to try and implement Sharia law, if stuff like that, I don't know how much of that he wants to implement. I'm disturbed that we have gotten to a place in our nation where people genuinely think, and I'm tearing up because it's just really heartbreaking at the end of the day, that people think that someone like that is somebody who is going to make a good leader. Because at the end of the day, do you know who suffers when people like that come into power? People who are socialist, communist leaders who want the government so overarchingly involved in everyone's day-to-day lives. You know who suffers? Not to mention that, Islam. It's just like beyond, like, there's no words to describe how dark and evil and demonic Islam is. You know who suffers? Women and children. Obviously men suffer, but the ones who are most vulnerable are the ones who are going to be suffering. It just truly blows my mind that I guess so many people don't realize. I mean, truly, if you're one of those people who voted for him, have you not ever read anything in history? Like, my mind is blown. Look at Venezuela, please. Look at Venezuela. Read about Cuba. Read about Russia. Read about China. Read about North Korea. Dude, like, this is not going to work, okay? And my heart is truly, I'm just really sad. And I know there's probably so many people in New York City who did not want that, who did not vote for this. And it just really, I mean, it's like, it irks my soul and my heart that a group of people can put someone in power that then ruins life for 100% of everybody. Do you know what I mean? And then, oh, but they're fine because they're the ones in power, you know? What was the, Stalin? He murdered, what, like millions of his people? And he was all fine and dandy. He had plenty of food to eat. He wasn't cold. He never, was hungry. He never, I mean, truly, like, y'all need to read history. I do not understand. So I have kind of like a lot of different thoughts about things. I'm really fired up today because I'm just fired up. I mean, how can you not be? As a person who cares, if you care about true justice, truth. And one thing I love that I've thought about a lot, that I love about being an American, and what I feel like I see in so many Americans, is I feel like it's written into our DNA to be so on fire. Like, freedom, true freedom is like literally written into our DNA, to fight against tyranny, to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. I feel like that is literally a part of our DNA as Americans. And that's what I love, is like, we're not going to stand by and just let this happen to our country. I can't. It's just so stupid. Don't call me an Islamophobe because I'm concerned that Muslims are trying to take over our country. Okay, if you think I'm being an Islamophobe, look at literally any country in the Middle East whose government is run by Islam. They're not doing well. And you know who's really not doing well in the country? Women. And I'm a woman, okay? I'm not going to stand for this. Okay, I've dealt with oppression from men in the past. And I'm not going to get all victim-y about it. I'm not a feminist. I've dealt with that in the past. Absolutely am I not going to stand for that happening again in my life. Not in my life, not in my daughter's lives in the future. And I care about this, and I'm so fired up about this because it's not just about my life anymore. When you become a mom, I feel like it's so good for anybody, honestly, to become parents, because your life is truly not about yourself all the time anymore. Like, I have daughters that are going to grow up in this world, in this country, and I don't want to see them living in a land ruled by Islam where they could be, excuse my language, not really language, they could be raped. I don't know if YouTube's going to cut me off for this. They could be raped. Did you know that if you're a Muslim man, you can basically just rape anyone, any woman, even a man too? They do that, okay? It's disgusting. There's something wrong with Muslims. There is, because they're demonic. However, they can do that to a non-Muslim woman for some vague reason of, oh, they did something dishonoring. I'm like, how about that was dishonoring, okay? You're clutching your pearls about some little thing. Oh, maybe she looked at a man. Oh, this is real stuff, by the way. Look into Islam, read books about people who have grown up in Islamic countries. It's evil, it's dark, it's demonic, and I'm not interested in having that here. I'm not interested in electing people who are going to bring that and put that into their government. It's against our Constitution. We cannot have a religion like that in our country. Oh, freedom of religion. Freedom of religion was not meant for religions who are going to come in and oppress people. Freedom of religion, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe what I've read and seen, it was freedom for different denominations of Christianity, right? I don't know, like I said, don't quote me on this. I'm sharing my thoughts. I'm learning just the same as you are, you know. I'm not like super proficient in government or things of the government. But it's to protect Christianity from the government, like, you know, separation of church and state, and which might be a whole separate thing. So again, don't quote me on this because I'm learning just the same. But that was to protect Christianity from the government coming in and trying to dictate how Christians live and how they worship, which, oh shoot, that's my timer. Which you see in America a lot of the time. Pardon me as I go shut my timer off. You're gonna get a little view of my house. Anyway, my mind is blown. Like, how have we gotten here as a nation to where we want to elect these kind of people? Okay, also another point that I wanted to talk about that I just don't understand. So, the kind of person that I am, I truly am a person for peace. Like, I always want to have peace between people. I always want to talk things out. You know, I always want to work things through with people. I'm not perfect at it, maybe not even great at it, but that's just my heart, is I truly like do want to be, you know, at peace with everyone. I think, where is it? It's in Hebrews? I don't remember exactly, but it says, you know, if at all possible, be at peace with all men and stuff and that kind of thing. I should have probably looked at that before I put it in the video, but I'm just sharing my raw thoughts. Anyway, that's just like my heart. But the thing is, what I think a lot of Christians get messed up when, you know, the whole liberal or Republican versus Democrat thing is like, oh, we need to come together in unity. I'm like, yeah, we are trying to. People who actively call for the assassination of those they don't agree with, they are the ones who are affecting this unity. They are the ones who are causing disunity. Okay, you can't have unity with people who want you dead. Come on, people. Okay, and another thing that like gets me fired up that I've been thinking a lot about is liberals, particularly liberal Christians. And I'm sorry, if you are a Christian and you like consider yourself more liberal, how? Literally how? My question for you is, do you read your Bible? Do you read your Bible? I'm not perfect at reading my Bible, but I try to read my Bible, and I just like, how can you align yourself with a party with views like that of the liberals? Because pretty much like, I want to say like 100%, maybe like 99% of liberal views are very anti-God. Okay, you don't have to look very far to see that's the case. Transgender, God has made them male and female. Nobody was born in the wrong body. If you were born a male, you were meant to be a male. If you were born a female, you were meant to be a female. There's no arguing that. Like, God is our author and our creator. He knows. He's literally God. Like, why do we think we know better than God to say that, oh, I should have been this, I should have been that? Anyway, I'm ranting. Abortion. Killing a child. I'm sorry. You're going to vote for a party that wants those things? How, as a Christian, how? I don't understand. I don't even know if you can consider yourself a Christian, frankly. Like, maybe that's too harsh. I don't know. I try, like, here's the thing where I was going back to what I was saying before. I try to understand the opposite side. I want to understand where you're coming from. I want to understand how you got to the place that you got with your views, why you believe that the things that you do, why you support the things that you support. I drive myself crazy trying to understand how Christians can be liberal. And I try to understand how they can support certain things, because here's the thing. If you actually look into a lot of things, you'll find out that they're lies, okay? I see a lot of liberal Christians getting on here about, oh, it's so unloving. They're deporting immigrants. They're this and that. Like, the whole government shutdown thing, the SNAP, EBT. I don't really know enough about that to speak into that, like, fully. But the thing is, here's the number one lie debunked. They're not deporting immigrants. People who come here illegally are getting deported because that's a crime. You can't, I'm not going to welcome someone into my house if they break in and come here, without me inviting them. Absolutely not. I'm going to kick them out. Anybody is like that. I don't understand, why we're getting so upset about something. It's not real. It's not happening, okay? Maybe there is somewhere in the country where a legal immigrant got deported. I don't know. I haven't heard a story like that yet. Not one, okay? So, can we please agree? We are not more loving than God. Can we stop saying that, certain laws and certain things that our government does, yes, all of them, I can't speak for all of them because I'm sure not all of them are good, okay? I'm not making a case for that. But can we agree that, the government is there to protect the most vulnerable and the most innocent? It is not loving to allow people to come into our country illegally without vetting who they are, what they're doing, why they're here. Okay, just Google illegal immigrants in the past couple of years who have raped and murdered people, who have trafficked children, who have brought in drugs. Okay, stop clutching your pearls about things that don't matter and getting upset and acting like you are so much more loving and caring because you want to invite people into our country who are evil. Okay, I just really have a question. If you're a liberal Christian, do you genuinely not think that there's really evil people out there? You just think every person trying to come into our country illegally has good intentions? Because no, I guarantee you, if you're gonna do something illegally, that speaks to me about your character. If you're gonna make a decision to do something illegally, which is against the law, it's a crime. To me, that brings concerns about, okay, so what other parts of your life are you going to choose to make a choice that's maybe not the best? Why are you here legally? Yes, I'm sure there's families. I'm sure there's people who are trying to come here. That's the thing is, you have to do it legally. You have to do things the right way, okay? Anyway, I just don't understand. I don't understand. And are my thoughts making sense? Please let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. I know this video is going a little bit longer. I just have a lot of thoughts to share. But I just don't understand. As a liberal Christian, why are we clutching our pearls over, okay, maybe Donald Trump shared a weird AI video about something. Okay, maybe I wouldn't share something like that. I wouldn't think about posting that. Sure, okay, he makes some interesting decisions sometimes. He tweets weird things. Okay, but why are we getting so upset about that? Not about the fact that Virginia just elected, oh shoot, I just looked this up before. Sometimes I'm not great at remembering the names of these things. Is it Lieutenant Governor? I don't remember. His name is Jay Jones. I do remember that. Why are we getting so upset about Donald Trump posting an AI video and not upset that the fact that this guy literally texted about wanting his opponent's children murdered and assassinated? Not only his opponents, but their children. What is wrong? I don't understand. What is wrong with you guys? This grieves my heart. This grieves the Lord's heart, okay? Well, why? And you know why it grieves the Lord's heart? Because he says, thou shalt not murder. Okay, and this is, I'm truly, does anyone else feel my pain? Does anyone else feel the same way? Because I've feel like I've reached, the limit in the end of trying to understand liberals, for sure, but the mind of a liberal Christian. Because time and time and again, people that I know that are like that, share things, talk about things, post things, and I'm like, that's a lie. That's not even true. I don't understand. I don't understand how. I just don't understand. Do you understand? Oh, just please. I just want someone to explain it to me in a way that makes sense. But that's the thing. I don't think that, I don't know and think that they could, because when you start pulling apart their arguments, their views, it's just like based on nothing. It's based on emotion. And yeah, I gotta figure out where to land the plane here, but I feel like that's kind of all of my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts though. I really do like want to share these kind of videos, to kind of talk through my thoughts and learn and hear your thoughts so I can learn and grow and, you know, that kind of thing. Because that's good. We should be doing that as a society. Like, that is one thing that Charlie Kirk was like so adamant about. Once we stop talking, you know, we stop talking to each other, like that's where liberty dies. Or I don't remember exactly what he said, but it's so true. Like we need to talk. Okay. Anyway, please share your thoughts, and yeah, thanks for watching. This was a really long video. Okay, bye.